Hello guys, right, I thought I'd do a video with all the little components off the board so I can explain it easier, because you can actually see it working. If I put it all on and all back together, you can't actually physically see it. Now the problem with the later 2023 board, is when, say like your glow plug lead, if you gave that a 12 volt supply, it does real funky things. I mean, it can make the fan run, it does all weird things, So I did try it with the earlier model board, which is this one, and yes, you can use this one. It doesn't sort about, and you can, if you want, hijack a lead onto the glow plug line and bring the glow plug back on again. But what my actual goal was, when I'm on setting 2 or setting 3 and I suddenly overdo it on fuel or air, I can get a proper flame out. And I mean a flame out that doesn't, not just in the mesh around the base, I'm talking about a flame out right up to the first glow plug. When you're in that situation, you can't do anything other than shut it down, but then you've got all that oil still in there, and you haven't had a chance to do like a cool down cycle or a clear out cycle, just running diesel through. So it's a right pain in the arse. So I've been working on using the later board, the 2023 board, but being able to bring number 1 glow plug, which is the original one, back into play at any stage during its running, rather than having to shut it all down like I just explained. So I must admit, it was proper tricky. Right, I'll tell you where we're going at the moment. Right, we've got here a 300 watt bug. Right, it's a 300 watt, and I can actually, with my titchy screwdriver, you see these little things on the end here with screws on the end, little brass ones. Okay, I can, with those, adjust the voltage and adjust the ampage. So I got me 12 volts coming in, and I've got whatever desired coming out. Then I can trim it, I can trim it with those 2 little brass screws. Okay, so I do have 2 glow plugs here, and this strange looking thing is called a shunt. It basically is it's a piece of metal, but the actual resistance of it is matched to the amp meter that it came with. So I can actually see the true voltage and the true ampage that it's pulling, and I can tweak it and adjust it. I got my relay at the back here, so instead of doing 30-second bursts, which I have been in the past, I'm now doing a 2-minute cycle, the same as the glow plug does on standard startup. It does 120 seconds flat out, glow plug glowing away. If it doesn't start, and I've tested this, if it doesn't start, like you got air in your diesel line, the glow plug never switches off. It will actually stay on and try to restart it again. So in fact, it's doing a 4-minute cycle on. So the glow plug is more than capable of withstanding 4 minutes running flat out. These are the little boards I've been using. You can see it, if I can not bugger up the setup too much. You see there's a blob of solder there. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So with that combination of 6, it is amazing how many you can have. It 1 minute, 30 seconds, 10 seconds, and whatever. Okay, well, let me just show you how it's working. Right, relay on, please. Oh, no idea if I've connected that up. Okay, as you can see, we're about pulling 8.47 volts and 20 amps across 2 glow plugs. Yeah, when you're running these glow plugs on 12 volts, that little bit, that red bit, goes right down to the base where the threads are. Yeah, but it clearly at 8 volts, which is what the circuit gives out, is plenty, which obviously would aid in its service life. Okay, I think that's about it. I'm going to have to edit this bit with the other one. What else can I show you? Can I explain? Right, this is the bottom bit. It's called a shunt. Yeah, so that is married to that. You can get these round the wrong way and your amp meter will read absolutely sod all. That's quite easy done. Okay, bye for now. This is a glow plug out of a Mercedes W210, I think it is. As you can see, it's a great big butt, so I will have to run it through the lathe and bring it down to 10 mil. But that is a nice big beefy one, so I can drill the hole further down inside the burn chamber and poke that all the way into it. So that will be the #1 glow plug. Okay. Yep, no errors. That's a 9-volt glow plug, by the way. Okay, bye for now. Hello guys. Well, it's been a while since I've done a video, but I'm just testing out this new gimbal tripod, so I thought I'd have a go. Okay, right, what I've been sodding about with here, as you can see, this is not a normal looking glow plug. This is out of a Mercedes G-Class. It's a huge bloody thing. You compare it to, say, there goes the mesh, when you compare it to that one. Yeah. Now the only thing that keeps these, let me just pick that mesh up. The only thing that keeps these diesels running is this little mesh, yeah. And as soon as the glow plug glows out, that continues to glow. Now, these sort of glow plugs, because of the environment they're in, yeah, they come on for 30 seconds. Let's see if I can focus that. Is it working? No, that zooms. Sorry guys. Right, these come on for about 10-20 seconds, then they go off. But they're actually classed as a continuous glow plug, because obviously the operating temperature inside an engine is 2,500 plus. So once it's running, this actually glows. Yeah, this continues to glow just by the combustion alone. Now, what I'm trying to work out, obviously, trying to get even heated up engine oil through that course is bloody hard work. Now, if I can just throw that away and keep the tip of this alight, yeah, obviously the engine oil will pass clearly straight past it and still be alight. It's clearly massive, as you can see. But if I put it down in a lathe and put a 10 mil thread on it, I can just screw that in. I've got no idea what the results are going to be yet, but it's just an idea. because yes, you can get, it does run, and it runs very hot on old engine oil, really hot. We talk about an increase of 80C, something like that. What's this gimbal up to? That's out of focus. Why out of focus? Going back in focus. Another thing, I don't know if you've ever noticed, but these normal leads, they only look about 16 gauge. Yeah, they really look skinny. But you peel them back and they are proper thick. That's why when you're undoing them, yeah, they are like rigid steel inside. So if, like me, you want to extend the leads like I've done in the past, you've got to really go up to like 14 gauge, something like this, yeah, which has got like a 2mm inner, yeah, even though it looks monster. It's only because these cheap Chinese ones have got absolutely hardly any insulation on them, but they do have a thick centre core because you're pulling a good 10 amps. Okay, change subject. Right, if you've ever got round to having a look on Amazon for these relays, yeah, no instruction at all come with the bloody thing, which is a piss take. So you have to go back on the website and print out all the gumph. Let's see if I can show you. Oop, wrong way. Down. Yeah. And there's all your different times there. Yeah. And that's all by a combination of soldering over the bridges here. Yeah. So you've got quite. Let me zoom back a bit. How do you zoom back? That way. That's it. Okay, look at it. I mean, you've got right down to 50 minutes if you want. I mean, you don't want to be doing that for sure. Okay, now in my video that I'm going to attach to the beginning of this, it shows you what I've been sodding about. You can see all my different wiring diagrams I've been doing, trying to run 2 glow plugs at the same time. Because if you're running, give me something interesting, okay, for a minute, while I chat. Right, if, forgotten where I was then. Right, glow plugs. Yes, right. When you're running on engine oil and you suddenly overdo it with the engine oil, I mean, I've got an adjustable flow on it, so I don't sod about with the pump speed. I just adjust the amount of flow that's coming through it. Yeah, but if I overdo it on that and then you get a flame out, the standard glow plug, obviously you got no chance of getting that going again. Well, that was up to now. So I was using the extra glow plug in the bottom that helps keep the mesh clear, but it also can actually restart it if you get a flame out, or if I've like put the supercharger on too high. Yeah, but I've managed I found a way of reusing the original glow plug, yeah, but bringing it back in without the motherboard knowing about it. So no errors come up, and I will have to show you that, won't I? So all those bits was in the early video are all on the board now. Seems a bit daft to put the heater on, but I will. Oh, I've got this. Somebody was saying to me about speed controller and what have you. This is what I use for cleaning out after a cool down cycle. Yeah, it's a PWM signal, so that goes from whatever you want right up to 10.5 volts. Yeah, so after it's gone in its shutdown cycle and done its fan bit, then I turn that all the way around, flat out, put both my glow plugs back on, turn the supercharger up, and just go and put the kettle on. By the time I come back, it's all nice and clear. Okay, I'm just going to pause it for a minute, and I'll take you to the board. Okay, so we're back on the board, and I'll show you all the little bits and bobs I've added. So there is my step down buck, yeah, and I can actually access those two little brass screws I was talking about through the fan there. And you do need that fan, because if you're running two glow plugs at the same time, you're pulling a hell of a lot of amps. Okay, it's around about 9.5 volts, but the amps are pretty high. And if you, say for instance, tried running it on a 20 amp or 30 amp power supply, yeah, as soon as you put two glow plugs on, it will stall the fan. So as you can see, I've gone up, I've got 50 amps there, 40 amps, I've got 90 amps in total to play with. What else have I added? Let me have a look. Yep, so I've got a temperature sensor now inside the pre-cat. I've actually fitted one into the inside of the chamber, yeah. So there's my two little gauges there. So they're the internal ones. I've got these two. So as you can see, they go straight through. So one is actually right on the top of the exchanger, and the other one is right beside the heat sensor. And you might be wondering what the little anvil's on there for. I'll show you. It's because when I'm running, what we're talking about, 300C, yeah, I can now open the door and turn a little fan on, yeah, and when I'm looking on that gauge, the bottom one, I can see it now drop by 20C, so it's blowing the heat down. Then the main fan is picking it up and shoving it down this monster long pipe that I've got with an outlet there and one up there. So it's got a long way to go, but it does come there. And the reason I moved it out of here is because none of these joints are gas type joints. Yeah? None of them at all. They're all on springs. Yeah? And so with the whole thing running, I'm heating oil here. I'm heating oil here. These have all got breathers on. They're all giving off fumes. So I don't want it inside the workshop. I want it outside. Let's turn that off for a minute. Put the little anvil back on the top. The only reason for the anvil is when it does the start up stage, yeah, and goes right up to flat out, it tries to blow the top of that. So that's on there for now. Right, I've still got my supercharger. I do. Right, let's turn some things on. Okay, still got me voltmeter there. Right, I've wired this fan into my O2 circuit. So that fan is now come on. And you do need that on. Because, right, should I start it up? Right, okay, we'll do. Okay, right. We haven't showed you this yet. Right. This little thing here is my glow plugs. But because it's now running like 9.5 volts, Yeah, I no longer need to keep it on for 20 seconds, because at 20 seconds I was doing it 12 volts. But now I can have 2 glow plugs for 2 minutes, which is exactly what the factory spec is. Right, let me show you when I turn it on. Okay, now I've got 2 lights on. Look at the amp draw. Yeah, so I mean that peaked to just then at 29 amps. Yeah, and it gradually starts working itself down to around about 20. As you can see, there's 2 lights on. Now, when I'm starting it up, yeah, only one light will come on, because that's the factory glow plug. Yeah, I'm still pulling 21 amps. It's quite a lot, isn't it? You wouldn't think that, but it does. Okay, I've wired it in such a way I can end the cycle. There we go. Right, let me show you. Start up cycle. I've powered it on. There you go. And there's 1. And I mean, I cut that cycle short, but I've already had 2 glow plugs getting that really nice and hot. Yeah, so it fires. Let's see if we can hear it. Boys and girls. I haven't got my big filter on at the moment because I wanted to show you. That's my box of magic. I've moved all the wires, because there's so many wires that were inside the box. What I've done, just got myself a box of grommets, and I've moved all the wiring outside. All the glow plugs come out the back through grommets. All the thermocouples. There we go. Pump started. All the thermocouples, everything, all comes out like little bungs out the sides on the other side. Okay. She's starting up. There we go. There we can hear it. Just grab a microphone, you might be able to. You should be able to hear it now. They just start straight away first time. So you see this little 2.1 amp draw? That's because the buck runs all the time, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. And that fired up straight away, didn't it? Okay, so both the glow plugs have gone off. Now, say for instance I've had it running 10 minutes and I want to put both pumps on. I prefer to run it with both pumps, to be honest, because it's controllable. If I run it just on engine oil, I don't know if you've ever watched videos on runaway diesels. Yeah, well, that's basically where you got broken oil rings, or your turbo lines burst or whatever, and it literally just blows itself to bits. So I like running on both pumps, because the 10% of diesel or 20% of diesel I'm giving it gives it stability, whereas if I run it on engine oil, it will run and just get hotter and hotter and hotter. Just show you some temps going on here. So this one here is exhaust temp, and that one there, the 186, 190. So that is inside the chamber, yeah, where I've drilled a thread, 10mm thread, and I've got just screwed a probe into the back of it, so it's just the probe inside the chamber. And it gets bloody hot, doesn't it? I mean, that's on diesel. You add oil to that, and you could have had 80, 90C, hence the fan. And a lot of sodding about to stop that overheat sensor keep cutting in, because the last thing you want is get it all up and nice and running and hot, and the overheat sensor kicks in, and the motor has got a complete belly full of motor oil, and it's gone into shutdown stage. Because by then, your exhaust is full of oil, your cat's full of oil, your tailpipe is full of oil. It is a pain. So I've wired that so it doesn't do that anymore. I put a resistor in. Right, I don't know, let me think. I was just about to trip off the buck then, because I wired the buck in. Let me just double check where does that. I tell you what makes life easier is if you start using the yellows and the greens rather than just black and red, because by the time you get all them blacks and reds in spaghetti junction inside there or inside here, you haven't got a clue what you're doing. So get yourself a load of a cable that is the same colour. Look at these temperatures, so that's pretty nice. So it's coming down from 3,000 feet and dropping. Come down. Yeah, go down to 2. Okay. I mean, that's quite a considerable heat, isn't it? Okay, this probe, the exhaust probe, that goes in 2 inches, that's about 2 inch long proper exhaust temperature sensor. Yeah, just not a normal probe. So it's designed for that job. Okay, can I turn that back off? I can turn its fan off. If I turn the fan off, I'll lose my O2 readings, but that don't really make any difference because it's super clean. Right, fan off. Okay. Let's give it a little tweak of the supercharger and I can show you. Sorry, supercharger, that's where my hand is. Supercharger. You'll hear it before you see the result. There it is. Right. It's strange, look. You can just add a little bit. It completely changes the time of the combustion inside. And the heat rises. Yeah, so clearly the setup as standard is not 100%, because with me just adding some extra air, it puts the temperature up. Okay, that'll do for now, before my sore throat that is bleeding killing me gives in. Right, okay guys, you probably won't, nobody's going to watch this till the winter, but I'm going to keep plodding on with it, because I'm definitely getting somewhere. This gimbal's working, isn't it? I'm shaking it all over the place, and it is working. Yeah, it's quite handy. Alright, bye for now.